Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Armchair Pundits WSL Weekend Roundup Show. As you can see, it's me, your host, James. We've got Bevan, we got Leon, we got Lamont. So, as I already said, there were some shocks, there was some bad goalkeeping, there were some good goalkeeping, and there was a very good victory for my Liverpool. So, at least one of my teams can do me justice this weekend. But before I continue and talk about the Arsenal versus Man City game, I want to remind you guys to make sure you subscribe, make sure you click the like button, and also hit the notification button too. And comment. Listen, the views from you guys were fantastic last week. We want to better that this week as well. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the extra subscriptions. And we're on the race to 400 at the moment. So yeah. Share it to get us to 400 as soon as possible. So, back to the schedule. As I said, I was surprised because Man City were on a 13-game winning run and Arsenal had newly been crowned champions of the world. So I thought they might be a bit jaded, might have celebrated a bit much and et cetera, et cetera. But if I'm being completely honest, it looked like Man City was celebrating. Because that first half, they were terrible. They were heavy-legged, they were slow, no second balls, and it was just a complete surprise. I didn't expect that at all. And obviously, you being an Arsenal fan, I'm sure you were happy. Me being a Liverpool fan, I wasn't happy with the goal scorer, and I'll say every single week, she should be a Liverpool player, but she's not.
I've just nicknamed Olivia 1 mil Smith.
The way she took her goal was slick. Like the goalkeeper, I don't know what she was thinking, came out and made a decision for her, and she ran straight around her. And she's just too techie. She's smooth. She seems two-footed. A lot of her goals do come from her right foot, but it seems like it doesn't matter. Her balance is just on point. And it was a great finish. And it was a worthy goal.
With that goal, I thought she'd have the pace to get past Nak, but I didn't know that she would have the strength to get past her. And that's what kind of surprised me the most about it. But even before she does score that goal, the football that we played before it, there was a lot of passing around the back and to create the space to open City up and to beat the press. And it happened a lot. And you could see that it's something that has been worked on. And you like last week when City were playing Chelsea, they were pressing them high and Chelsea made mistakes because of the press. But in this game, we kind of used it against them and used it to score the goal. And I think that with City, they looked a lot better when they were going more direct. They looked like there was going to be more of a threat than when they were playing football. Because there's a couple of times where they just hit the ball long to either Kirill or to Hemp. And when they were direct running out of players, it looked like it was going to cause problems, major problems. And there's a lot of time in that game when I thought that one goal wasn't going to be enough. We did kind of ride our luck, and thank God to the whoever paid the referee, because whoever paid them, whoever paid their wages. Yes,
bro, there was a stonewall penalty in there for me.
It wasn't a penalty; it was a free kick.
What was it? Free kick.
Yeah, free
but
kick.
Either way. Yeah, but either way, it would have been to the advantage of City, because you guys would have been like 10 players on the pitch. That's what would have happened. So being the last person making a challenge like that, I mean, it is reckless. The referee's close enough to see it and done nothing. Didn't even budge. So you got to question kind of what are the referees doing? Because that is what they're there to do, right? Officiate those kind of decisions, make them decisions and be more decisive. So I feel like, Arsenal were lucky. Arsenal were lucky.
Blink. That's what it was.
Mate.
A very long blink.
Yeah, I think Arsenal were lucky. They got away with one there, but, City got to fix up. I think the fact that they're so far ahead at the minute is left them a little bit complacent. And I don't think they want to do that.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I think, listen, Arsenal are a fantastic team. And Arsenal at home can beat anyone. So as good as City are, Arsenal can beat them end of the day. And they did. looking at the second half, they ran out of gas. And Man City, what I found was the decision making towards the end was poor, very poor. There were times where there was a simple pass, just make this, take the extra pass, and then you score, or make the third man, the third player run, and someone's in, and it just weren't doing it. And I don't know, were they? I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on why they played so poorly for so much of the game. Who I give credit to, they didn't win the game. But I think what changed the game was Coffee. When Coffee came on at half-time, like, the dominance that Arsenal had was gone. She won everything in that midfield. And started all of their attacks and blocked all of the Arsenal attacks. And credit to her. If they had got back into the game, then should have been player of the match for me. Even for just 2.5.
And I credit you with that. I know we're moving on, but I credit you with that, because even Hasegawa, the one that sits just next to her, she in the first half was incredible, to be honest, because she was tying everything up. Her and Miedema was linking up nicely, but they just weren't able to deliver the punch that was required to keep Arsenal at bay. But you know what I mean?
I think in the first half, Little and Caldente were running the show, man.
Yep.
The little passes they were making between each other, and like when he's knocking it around the corner and stuff like that, it's beautiful to watch. I've said it on the pod before. It's just sometimes in the final third, the wrong decision is being made. It's either the wrong pass or it's not getting to where it needs to be, or they're taking a shot when it should be a cross or a pass or something like that. So, as you said before, I think at home Arsenal can play anyone off the park. It's just the problem has been finishing. And when we took our chance, that was enough to win the game 1-0, and I think that they were good for that 1-0 win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, City, I think their manager even said it after the game that they weren't sharp, and that was the problem. You can't play against someone like Arsenal who, let's be honest, they're the reigning European champions, the reigning World Club champions as well. So realistically, you can't come into that sort of game not feeling sharp. And Arsenal were all over them in the first half.
Yep.
And as you said, Caldente and Little combining in the middle was too much. The press that Arsenal did in areas where City looked like they were trying to build something, they were on their toes from the get-go. And Olivia Smith playing out of position as a centre forward was actually a masterstroke in a way, because she has that pace, and that's exactly how you got the goal. And Caldente, I think she's had the most, she's created the most chances in the league this season so far. Having someone like that who can play those kind of through balls, having Olivia Smith with that pace, if you are able to utilize her in that position for the rest of the season while Blacksenius is out, then I think Arsenal are onto something. But you can see Arsenal have built momentum after a slow start, and now it's going to be interesting to see if either they can just push for that Champions League place, and you never know if City have any more slip-ups, which is highly unlikely, but you just never know what can happen till the end of the season. We'll see.
Well, they got Leicester next up, and Leicester now bottom of the table. So realistically, it's the kind of game you want next.
Yeah, for sure.
To be completely honest. So we move on. Excuse me. We move on to Chelsea versus Tottenham, or Tottenham versus Chelsea, because it was at the Tottenham Stadium. And how did you find that, Leon?
Honestly, I didn't think Tottenham played that bad. I think Tottenham had the better of the chances than Chelsea. And given how dominant Chelsea have been in this fixture over the last few years, I was impressed with how our game plan going into the game and how we tried to take the game to Chelsea. We created chances. I think Olivia Holt was important, but missed a couple of good chances. I think Beth England had a good chance in the first half as well, which she kind of, for her, she'll be disappointed with. And it's just, we obviously were missing Drew Spence today, but it's just disappointing because, Chelsea haven't created a lot of chances prior to their goals, and they've pretty much taken the two really good chances that they created. And it's unfortunate because this season, Tottenham have improved so much in comparison to how they were, and Martin Ho's done an amazing job of getting, the ladies really involved. Like, for the most part, we've been involved in every game, and yes, we had a couple of slip ups. We had we got destroyed by City. But other than that, we've been in games in most of the games we played. So
you're definitely in this one, Leon. Definitely,
yeah,
in
for
this
sure.
one.
And had we taken our chances, you never know. Chelsea were again out of sorts, and we've been saying it for weeks. Like you can, like they have such an embarrassing amount of talent in their squad that you just don't know what. Almost like you don't know what side's going to come out. So it's hard to game plan sometimes. But even for them, they were still lacking a little bit of cohesion.
Yeah.
But again, because of the quality they have, they're able to take their chances, and the fact that they can have someone like Alyssa Thompson. And they can bring on players like Sam Kerr and Baltimore. They were bringing these ladies off the bench. So for Tottenham, you know, we don't have that same level, and Chelsea do. And hopefully, we can maintain some kind of challenge for Europe. I don't expect us to get there because I think Man United, Chelsea, and Arsenal are obviously too strong. But you just want us to stay in the hunt and build on that.
Not far away though.
We've made some good signings, especially in the last year. We've made some really, really good signings, especially from Scandinavia. And the likes of Tamba coming in, Suminen. There's players there who have made a big difference. And Olivia Holt, as I said before, you know, those players coming in have been brilliant. So in terms of the game, disappointed that we didn't take our chances, but glad that we took the game to Chelsea and tried to create things and had a real go. And hopefully we can build on it and finish the season well.
I do think that you, as you said, you could have probably been 2 goals up before they score, but the goal that they score comes about from giving away like a needless corner, really.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it was a miscontrol, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I think that that they said that Keira Walsh has only scored 2 goals, or this is the second goal that she scored, and they're both against Tottenham.
It's mad, isn't it?
Bro, but you see how much time, didn't it remind you a little bit of Mbumo?
Yeah, it kind of did. It kind of did.
The ball falls to Keira Walsh, and she literally has time to readjust and take her time and pick her spot. And the thing is, she's not a great striker of a ball in terms of shooting, but she is a great passer, and she literally passes it. And that's the reason it's gone in. The way she uses her instep, passes it into the net, keeper gets a foot on it, but not strong enough, it's gone in. So 1-0 Chelsea, and then the second goal comes from a rebound. Obviously the keeper's made a save, but it comes out to Alyssa Thompson, who basically hits it on the half volley, and there's nothing much you can do really. But it is what it is. Chelsea, for them, it's a good result. Not necessarily a great performance, but for them, they want to stay in the Champions League hunt for next season. So it was an important win for them.
Yeah. So I guess the takeaway is Tottenham's lack of cutting edge, despite some promising build-up, and Chelsea just sticking in there and winning. Okay, so we move on to our third game. Man United steady climb back into the Champions League positions. Saturday morning, they went to Leicester and won 2-0. They've made it 5 straight, so they're 1 win ahead of you guys.
Yeah,
which is good.
Only one win ahead of the men's, James. But you know what? We got
upward trajectory.
Yeah, it's true. I think Skinner's doing a good job over there. I just like to see us just taking our chances a bit more. I feel like we had a lot of chances again in this game, and we could have. I know we took like an early chance in like 13 minutes in, but honestly, we had so many chances in the first half. We could have been 3 or 4 up. And I feel like it was just lacking a little bit of that, that killer instinct up top in Schleur and Maillard playing out wide left. I really do miss like when Maillard plays a little bit more central and you got Rolfie that's just hovering around her, because they seem to pick the goals up more often than not. But you know what? We've gone to Leicester and we've just gone to get 3 points, and that's how we've set up. I think to begin with, Omi, should I say, incredible. Like, for me, that's the best I've seen her play since probably around about September, October times, because she was on everything positive that Man United had to produce today. From winning the ball back to creating chances, being part of the build-up, and really kind of feeding the ball to the left-hand side where Maillard and Sandberg were causing so much problems for Leicester. Now, if it wasn't for Clark in the Leicester goal, I feel like we would have been, 4 or 5 away easily. There was a lot of times on the left-hand side that I saw today that Maillard was basically being blocked by 2 players, and she's, on this occasion, cut the ball on the inside to Omi, that's free. She then hits a right-footed in-swinger, which looks like a cross-come shot, but either which way, Schlur's kind of jumped up to rise up above the defender to try and get a flick, misses the ball, but I feel that blindsides Clark, the keeper, and it goes in, and Man United are 1-0 up. There's a lot of tussling after that. I think Leicester had 1 or 2 chances, but nothing really more notable than, I think it's Lehman that plays on the left-hand side. I think she's a new signing for them now. She's, was it Lehman? I think it is.
Yeah.
Alicia Lehman.
Alicia Lehman.
That's it, Alicia Lehman. Rapid. I didn't realise she was so quick. Lightning. She had 1 or 2 chances, but she didn't really make the most of it. So, United only done what they do best, which is just go the other end. Now, in the second half, we made some changes, and this is what I was talking about, killer instinct. We brought on Turland, and we brought on, I think it was a young girl in Uwuju. Changed the game. You could see straight away we're creating way more chances, and Ziggo was just feeding them. Now, what Clark did, and one mistake that she made when these ladies came on, was try to play it short to her centre midfielder, who either didn't get called for the player on or just didn't scan. She gets the ball under pressure. Go on.
Sorry, I know you're going to say that, right? But don't you think that was a foul?
I don't. Do you know why? Because that right there is just awareness. Like, she's taking the ball on her back foot. I don't know. I don't think so,
It kicks her leg out of the way and it turns.
I don't think so. I think she tries to take the ball on her back foot, but her back foot is right where Omi is. Right there. So obviously she's nicked it off her and passed the ball straight into Turlin, who's free as a bird in the middle of the box. And she just does like a little jinky round to kind of open up a shot on her left and puts it bottom corner. I think if the foul was called, I probably wouldn't grumble. It's one of them. But I do feel like you have to check your shoulders. You can't be trying to take it on the back foot in the middle of your box. Not in the middle of your box, right in front of your box there. Especially if that's the way you're trying to play out from the back. Like, you got to be a little bit more aware.
Do you know what? If it wasn't for the finish was cold, so you don't want the goal being chalked off for
struck
that.
Off, yeah.
The struck off because the finish was like, you're right. It was jinky. But I do feel like it was a foul though. I feel like I've seen those given I've seen those given as fouls. But United were good for the win, really, to be honest with you. I don't really think that Leicester really troubled them at all. And we can see why Leicester are in the position that they're in. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a long way back for them. And I think that this race for European spots is going to be very interesting. And it seems like it was a 4-horse race.
Yeah, you're looking at Arsenal 29, Chelsea 30, and Man United 31. Arsenal still got a game in hand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what about Spurs?
Leicester
26.
Spurs are on 26.
Yeah.
So with the game in hand,
we're out of it. But
it could be.
Just got to stay as close as possible.
Yeah, I think your game in hand is Leicester, right?
Yeah, so. Leicester. Yeah.
So
with 7 games to go?
Yeah, there's not a lot left.
Well, it's heating up. So that takes us nicely onto our last main game, and we're off the bottom. Some nasty person tried to say just for now. Don't know who that is. Don't know who that was. But
not me.
And I rightly reminded them that Leicester are playing Arsenal as their game in hand. Yeah. So hopefully they can stay there. And they also play Man City next. But I think we play Chelsea next. So neither of us are playing easy fixtures in our next games up. But listen, forget about it. We won 4-1. I'll say it again, we won 4-1. And I've been critical over the last few weeks because we've been very lackluster in front of goal. We've had a lot of good play, a lot of good passing actions, a lot of good ball movement, but then it gets to the final third and it all breaks down. And today it didn't. And it's not even like we played one of our relegation rivals. Aston Villa beat us handedly in December. We went to their ground, and that was our game in hand. So for us to have played the way we played today, Enderby, again, she won our first win of the season, and she was on point today. I said to Leon as a joke that he can give us one of their players, not knowing that they did. And she scored for us as well. So
yeah, Martha Thomas.
Thomas scores.
Yeah.
After 14 minutes, and I'm thinking Enderby lying there. Thomas 14 minutes. We're in a nice little run here.
Thomas's goal, yeah. I'm looking. The finish is unorthodox, but I'm looking at the keeper. I'm looking at the keeper like, what is going on? What was you thinking? Where was you going? What was you trying to do?
No.
What was you trying to accomplish?
But as the goalkeeper, you think she's going to do that though?
Yeah.
You don't think she's going to do that. You think she's probably going to leave the ball.
What?
Quick thinking, man.
Quick
thinking for Thomas. Give her credit, man.
I'm not taking it away from her. It was some ingenuity, but I'm sure that there's a point when the ball's come in the air and the keeper's gone to jump, and by the time she's jumped, the ball's lower closer to the ground than it is up in the air. Yeah. But anyway,
it was a weird one. But listen, we deserve all the luck because we've had a lot of bad luck this season.
Yeah, you did.
I'll take it in spades. Listen, they score a really good goal. 2-1 just for half time. I'm thinking, come on, man. Like it was like a half volley. Like roofed it, and they're running to the halfway line. Like, we've got 5 more minutes or 4 minutes to half time. Maybe we can make it 2-2. And I'm getting nervous. And I'm nervous for a long while because we don't score our third goal until the 84th minute. And Captain Fisk, edge of the box, the ball's bobbing around, and then her fellow centre-back partner, Clark, chests it down to her, and she volleys it in. Low and hard, and I'm thinking, yes, we've won it. Yes, we've won it. Yeah. Good finish there. And then to top it off, new striker, Silag, comes off the bench, and she scores as well. So 2 new strikers get a goal. Enderby, a young winger stroke striker, gets a goal. And like I said, I was worried about the lack of pace we've had, and we've brought in some pace up front. And it showed today. But listen, really good football. There wasn't a bad Liverpool player on the pitch. And I'm hoping, obviously, our next game is a toughie, but I'm hoping they can store that in the bank, and their memory bank will let them be able to come out next game and be on it again. So listen, really happy with the performance. Really happy with the performance.
Only thing that the performance was fantastic for you, but it's the fact that you like West Ham was 2-0 down, and it was looking like they were gonna. It was looking like it was gonna be a great weekend for you lot, really. But they turned it around.
You took me nicely onto the next game because I'll be honest, I didn't know they came back. I was sitting there in the group saying we're off the bottom, and then the mum was like, "Oh yeah, but not after maybe not off for long." I was thinking, but we're 2 points, we're 12th, like. So I go to check my phone, thinking, how on earth have Brighton let this 2-goal lead slip?
Oh my God!
The goals that Brighton scored, both of them, really good goals. The goalkeeper, Nadozi, bruh, she was against them for about 5 minutes. Because the first one, all right, let me not be too harsh on the lob. It can happen. It goes into the corner. It's happened today. It's happened to more experienced goalkeepers than her. Karen Bardsley and Hannah Hampton have all conceded goals like that. So let me not be too harsh. But where was she going for the second goal, the equaliser? She had no reason to go there. There were so many Brighton defenders that were coming across that the striker would have had to beat for her to score. Just stay in your goal. And it's 2-1, and you probably see the game out. And then the worst thing comes, and they lose the game 3-2. And I'm vexed.
The thing about it is, this is the thing about being a keeper, it's a hero that can quickly become a villain, because in the first half, she was unbeatable.
Bruv,
No, I'm being serious.
Saves.
Like,
Yeah,
she was
I'm with
making
you.
save after save after save, and I'm thinking, okay, this is what's happening. She definitely had her Weetabix, and obviously ran out at half time or just after,
Bro.
because it just some of the decision making was a little bit kind of out of character for someone that you just seen play, like, a world, you would say, world beating performance in the first half. So it's unfortunate that they've dropped 3 points. Brighton, I know they're definitely going to be kicking themselves no more than the keeper, but this is football, innit? You've got to stay switched on for 90 minutes. Otherwise, nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Because this is up until that point, Brighton had played really well, and they were very, very much deserving of that lead. But this is how it goes. So the last game, London City Lionesses versus Everton, wasn't the most exciting game. It was a battle of attrition, if I'm being completely honest. And when Everton scored, it was a priceless win for them, really truly, considering they're battling for the drop as well. Gabara's goal was enough to separate them, and it came against the run of play. Very much against the run of play, because the Lionesses dominated possession, but they just couldn't find a way past through the defence and to get a goal. But it's a really important win for Everton. As I said, I think I could be wrong, but I think it might be their first win since they beat Chelsea. So, good win for them. So, come to the end, and we move on to our player of the week. So, I've done my turn. We move back to the beginning, and we move on to Bevan. So, we start with you, Bevan.
Yeah.
Who is your player of the week?
My player of the week this week is, I'm going to give it to Kim Little. I think she controlled a lot of the midfield in the game against Man City, and I think her and Canada are the reasons why we won the game. But I think a lot of the good stuff came from Kim Little, so I'll give it to Kim Little.
Similar to Bevan, but different game. The Man United game, obviously. I'm gonna have to give it to Ziggy Omi. She's got to have it for me. She controlled the midfield and was part of everything positive United had to offer this weekend. So yeah, that's Omi for me.
Mine's going to go to Vivienne Assayi of West Ham. Scored the winner, which was a very important win for them. She got a brace, and the goal came late in stoppage time, and giving West Ham the chance to give them every opportunity to be safe. And Leicester's now in trouble, especially with Liverpool also getting a win.
Yeah. And my player of the week is Grace Fisk. I think she mastered Liverpool's defence superbly today, and even chipped in with a goal when we really needed it, with us only winning 2-1. And that third goal was really important for us. Yeah, she was colossus at the back for us today. So really happy with her performance. My player of the week. So we move on to the moment of the week.
Boy.
So what is your moment of the week?
My moment of the week is all 3 goals that West Ham scored to win the game, because
7 minutes.
It's insane. I didn't know. I looked at the first goal and I thought, did she shoot or is that a cross? I wasn't sure. And then the keepers had a howler for the second one. And then for West Ham to win it like that, I think he just got. I couldn't separate it, so I went for all 3 of them. They're all one moment to me.
Yeah, 82 minutes onwards.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think my moment of the week is probably going to be the foul and the red card that wasn't given in the Arsenal Man City game. Really, that was just totally. I don't know. I definitely think the referee's going to have to reflect on that one. So yeah, that's my moment of the week.
My moment is actually going to be one of the goals that Brighton scored, and it is Venegas the second goal that Brighton scored from the left-hand side, the way she beats the player and strikes the ball into the top corner, honestly, the keeper did not have a prayer of saving that. And it's unfortunate for Brighton that they didn't win the game, but on the context of the game and how many chances West Ham had actually created, it probably was a fair result in the end. But honestly, the 2 goals that Brighton scored were good goals, and it's just unfortunate that they ended up on the receiving end of a defeat.
Leon, centre back, by the way. Yeah,
Venegas,
striking the ball like that, getting themselves into the box.
Yeah.
Yes, mate.
Quality.
Okay, my moment of the week was Olivia Smith's goal. She's in a rich vein of form. That's 3 goals in 3 games she scored. Obviously, 2 of those goals were in the tournament they won, the World Cup Championship that they won. But the calmness, what it meant, because obviously Arsenal are fighting to get into the Champions League, and they really need to win that game to get back to 3rd, let alone to have the game in hand and potentially go back into 2nd. So I think I took them to 4th, actually. So, it is Olivia Smith for me. So, we have come to the end of the show. Well, game week 15 had a lot of twists and turns, and it was packed, and it was fun, and it was a good watch. So, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying up this late. It has been a long one today. But we've done it. So, guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and don't forget to hit the notification button. This has been Armchair Pundits, WSL Game 15 review. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.